By the time the sun rises over the priory of Our Lady of Ephesus, the daily routine is already well underway. The Benedictine sisters who live here only sit for one midday meal, so they stand as they eat a tiny breakfast before they file into church. There is no whispering here, no gossip. Except for one free hour in the evening, talking is all but forbidden. The sisters save their voices for prayer and for this. They're not angels, they only sound that way. Their voices soar in perfect four-part harmony, but they don't even think of themselves as musicians or even decent singers.
We're not great singers, that's the thing. I mean, we're not.
You're not? How do you make this beautiful music?
Well, when you sing together 5 hours a day, that's part of it.
Mother Cecilia Snell is the sister in charge.
Also, I'm a firm believer that the angels help us on these recordings.
So if somebody's a little off-key...
Yeah, an angel comes in and gets it just right. I'm sure.
There's the off-key angel that comes in and fixes it.
I think so.
If that's true, those angels have been working overtime. In the traditional classical album category, the Benedictine sisters are, well, rock stars. Last year, they hit #1 on the Billboard Traditional Classical chart, edging out a slightly more famous group from Salt Lake City, Utah. In fact, they were Billboard's Classical Artist of the Year in 2012 and 2013. Whether or not you believe in divine intervention, their story seems pretty miraculous. The Benedictines used to live in this house in Kansas City, but they needed something more secluded. So in 2010, they built this new home on mostly donated land north of town. It put them about $2 million in debt. The sisters do receive donations, and they make money sewing and selling priestly vestments and sacred linens, but not enough to put a dent in their loan balance. They even sold a handful of homemade CDs of their hymns, but that didn't help much until a record producer heard their music and paid them a visit.
It all happened in the midst of our novena to St. Therese, asking her to help us with our debt.
So here you are praying,
Yes.
asking for help
Yes.
with the debt, and music producers basically show up on your doorstep.
Exactly. That's how God works. We didn't expect it to come quite from that direction, but there it was, and there were no drawbacks really on our end. We just would do what we did before with our CDs, but they would help us with the production and the distribution.
The record company turned the chapel into a recording studio. 36-year-old Mother Cecilia, who once went to music school at Rice University and played French horn for the Columbus Symphony, handled the arrangements. God, she says, handled the rest.
Thanks be to God, it's helped us a lot. Let me just say that with our debt, we're almost done paying it off.
How much more do you have to go?
Oh, just a little bit. We just need to sell a few more CDs. Just a little bit. Under, well, about 100,000. So we're almost there.
So far, they've put out 3 albums, selling just under 150,000 copies all told. Clearly, virtue has a place in the market.
This music is our life. So I think people hear that, and it inspires them, reminds them there's something more to this life than what I see with my eyes. Because beauty touches the soul and the heart, and it reminds people, I have a soul, I have a heart.
Do the sisters here know that these albums have topped the charts?
Not really. I mean, it comes up in conversation once in a while, but the thing is, even if they do know or if they did know, it just doesn't affect us. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter? You know, there are pop stars who would kill to be at the top of the charts like that.
But this isn't why we came here. We don't care about the charts. We don't care about popularity. We care about souls. All the dairy we eat, we work for it.
You milk those cows.
We do.
By hand.
We do, by hand.
The 22 sisters, most of whom are in their 20s and 30s, live a strict monastic life. Translation, this is no place for wimps. They're up at 4:30 every morning and spend at least 6 hours a day doing manual labor. They produce much of what they need here, and they do it all without saying a word. Keeping quiet, they say, allows a clear channel for prayer. There are no mirrors in the living quarters. And TV is pretty much out of the question. So is leaving.
It's a beautiful, ordered, peaceful life.
How much do the sisters see of the outside world?
Hardly anything. Only when a sister has to go to a doctor's appointment.
But other than that,
We don't want to.
you don't want to.
We don't want to.
Why not?
I mean, you know how busy the world is. It's just, it goes and it goes. There's noise, there's an inundation. But most people don't realize that because they're living in it. When we do go out in the world, it's shocking.
So this is their world. But inside these spare and secluded walls, the Benedictines of Mary seem to have found something you might not expect. Pure joy.
Maybe some people will look at us and say, oh, what a shame. What a shame. Those sisters, those young women, they just close themselves up.
You're missing out.
Oh, they're missing out on all the pleasures life could offer. Oh, no. It's all wrong. This is not the case at all. I promise you, I guarantee you, we are the happiest people on the face of this earth. We are the most fulfilled. We are the most free. And we would not exchange this life for anything. Anything.